And welcome to the Part-Time Nerd Podcast with me, your host, Alan. And joining me is Dynamo Dave. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, man. How are you doing today?
You know what? I can't complain. It feels like it's been forever since I've recorded something. Like, here we are Tuesday. Didn't record anything yesterday. Didn't record anything over the weekend. Did we didn't record anything on Friday, did we?
I don't know, man.
Like,
All the days
I
are
don't know.
bleeding
I mean,
together.
we record multiple when we do this stuff, so it's like sometimes we will go a little bit, but I mean, man, it seems like it's been forever. But here we are, Batman: The Long Halloween, Part 1. This one had this came out this year, so this as opposed to every other animated Batman we've done, which has come out within the last 10 years. This one has come out this year.
Really?
Yeah, most of the stuff we're reviewing is like 2012, 2014, things
Oh,
like that.
that's weird.
This one came out this year. It's got a 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb. Some of your big actors in this, you got Jensen Ackles playing Batman, and Josh Duhamel playing Harvey Dent. I say would be the two biggest. Now there are a bunch of other known actors in there, but I think those two are the biggest names.
Yeah, Catwoman. Just FYI, if I've got the notes correct, the woman who's voicing Catwoman is no longer with us. She passed away.
Yeah,
last year.
Anaya Riviera. She was the one in the boating accident. She was on Glee and some other stuff, but
Yeah,
yeah,
she's
no,
gone.
she. And then I'll tell you this, Troy. I had to look it up. Troy Baker, who did the voice of the Joker in this episode, phenomenal. Absolutely loved it. Like
I was surprised you even said that, because usually if it's not Luke Skywalker, you have a problem.
I'm just I like my Mark Hamill as Joker, but Troy Baker did an excellent job. Like I really loved. To the point to where like I'm sitting there watching, I'm like, okay, who the heck is the Joker? Like I'm looking it up as I'm watching it because I wasn't expecting it to be that good, and he did a phenomenal job. And I thought Jensen Ackles did a great job as Batman as well.
Yeah, they both did very good. And whenever I saw the Joker, and then you hear him singing and whatnot 1st, and it's like that's perfect. And then as he played it and it kept going, I thought it was great. His voice really worked. He got into it, and it was awesome.
Yeah, great Joker. But this is one. I love the animation. I thought the animation was cool. This was kind of like Archer animation, like from the show Archer.
Right. It's more modern.
That was kind of my direct comparison to this type of animation. I thought the animation was great. I think it takes a little bit to get to the point where you figure out where you're at, but you're at an early Batman with this movie.
It's right after Batman Year One, right? Like it's bumped up pretty close to it.
It might be. I don't know timeline wise, but I know it is because you've got Jim Gordon's kids are kids.
Right.
They're both kids. You've got no Two-Face. Harvey Dent's in this, but he's not Two-Face yet. He's still, District Attorney Harvey Dent. And
when
then
the house blew up, I thought that was it. I go, man, that was quick. But
right? No. Because especially because he was like in the hospital right after that, and you're like, okay. And they're only showing you half of his face, and you're like, okay, where's the reveal? And then they show it, and it's just dirty, and you're like, son of a.
That guy knows how to get out of a hospital bed.
Dude,
and like disappear.
You just get up and walk out, right? But then the other thing that I thought was interesting that you kind of get it a little bit later in this movie is Batman talking about how he's not a detective, like he's not a good detective, and that's what Batman is. He's the world's greatest detective. You have Detective Comics,
right?
Is one of his mainstays, but at this point in time, he's not that good, and it's kind of obvious. Like with some of the things that are happening, you're just like, how didn't Batman know that? Like, but then he alludes to the fact that I'm not a detective.
He's a ninja. You know what I mean? At this point, he's a billion-dollar playboy ninja. Got all the fancy toys and whatnot, but not but he gains that obviously every time but when he mentions it does it. You hear it immediately, like, oh, okay. But you remember that the Detective Comics are based all around that. I did have one, and this is my biggest problem with this video.
Okay.
5 seconds in, he says Halloween's a stupid holiday. You know what? He's stupid. Halloween's not a stupid holiday. I lost my ass. I go, what? I was over there.
I
I got
I
up. I
like
go,
how
where the hell is my pen? And so I went.
you're like, I wasn't taking notes, but I am now.
You know, you're right though. The first one, it seems like forever, right? Well, I watched them yesterday, and I was like sitting there, like, okay, well, we'll see what happens, see where this goes. And I was semi interested. I watched them again this morning, and they were better. Like it's
Okay.
seriously the second time through, you're hearing more, and you're understanding a little bit more and whatnot, and I don't know, just pick up on a little extra stuff, right? First
Right.
time it might be a little overload, or you're just trying to keep up. And so I really did. I enjoyed them the second time through even more. Now they got like this crazy. I don't know what their deal is with Batman and Catwoman, just parkour legends, jumping off of 50-story buildings and just kind of gracefully landing in the superhero pose.
Yeah.
My knees would blow out. I would go right through the train.
Okay. Well,
I just have problems with all that. And why are
well,
all the cars in the 50s?
I mean, well, this is early on in Batman, so
Batman wasn't born in the 50s.
Well,
Or it wasn't a teenager or 20s in the 50s. I mean, everything is
well,
like old school if you check out these things, which is actually kind of cool. You see a
yeah,
lot of the older like model cars, everybody dresses in suits. Everything's pretty formal. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Everybody and it's a cool setting to have. But yeah, I just like that parkour stuff is out of control.
Well, I mean, he's got to get through the town somehow, right?
Catwoman, I think, steals the show. I really enjoyed her.
Yeah, she was cool. I'll tell you what I got a really big kick out of that I laughed probably harder than I should have, is there at the beginning, Alfred, he's setting up and he's getting the Halloween candy, ready. And oh, we haven't had trick or treaters in forever. First of all, if I'm a kid in Gotham, I'm going to Wayne Manor if the gates are open. Like,
Right? I mean, it's out of the way, but you're gonna get some good stuff, right?
right, and he's passing out those full size candy bars there. Like,
Yes,
and if you
sir.
show up, you're probably getting more than one because no one else is showing up. Uh, but then, like, right after that, him and Alfred and Bruce are talking, and Bruce kind of turns around and he's saying something to him, and he turns around and Alfred disappears.
Perfect. I loved it. I was so excited when I saw it. I go, ha! That's how it feels, you jerk.
Right? I mean, I laughed for a while at that. I couldn't help it. But the whole story revolves around the holiday killer, and you have someone who's killing members of the crime family, the Maroney, the Falcone and the Maronis, every single holiday. And
Mhm.
we're talking Labor Day, Memorial Day. It goes from Halloween to Thanksgiving to Christmas Eve to New Year's in the first one, and they're trying to figure out who's doing the killings. Some people are thinking it's Dent. Some people are thinking, at this point in time, Batman goes to talk to Calendar Man, which sounds like a made up villain, but he's a real one, right? And is talking to him because it has to deal with the calendar and things like that. And he makes a comment about the Joker. Well, the Joker had broke out of Arkham, and so you think, okay, it's the Joker, but turns to find out, no, the Joker, and he's trying to gas Gotham on New Year's Eve. So he's like, "Oh yeah, this is it." And he's like, "No, I'm just trying to get the holiday killer because he's
I want to kill him.
competition."
There's half of Gotham's down there. I got a 50-50 chance.
Right.
He's great. He really is great. The Joker is fantastic in this movie. He is so wild ass and just
Yeah.
nutty as
Just
all get out.
it's the chaos Joker that you're getting with this, which I absolutely love. And yeah, he's just like he's competition to me. I got to get rid of the competition. Like that's what I'm looking to do. So yeah, it was I definitely enjoyed it. I thought it was really great. You've got Harvey and his wife Gilda, and they're going through stuff and things, and
She
she's
is the
just kind
biggest
of
whoop of this entire thing.
she is she's out there. You find out a little bit more in part two, which we'll talk about that later. I
Mhm.
don't want to jump
Yeah.
into the second part, but I mean, she's almost like catatonic through the whole thing. Like, Harvey shows up and he walks in the house the first time and she's not answering and she's out on the back porch smoking and she's just kind of out of it, you know.
He's always complaining about something over dramatic and just it's so much. I don't know, man. It's one of those things. I guess if you've been around people like this, you're just like, it just whips you immediately what you're getting into. And I was like, as soon as I think she said one word, I go, oh, Jesus Christ. I was like, this guy's going out of his way, like, oh, just trying to be chipper and trying to be there and
Right.
whatever and do stuff with her. And it's never enough. He's never around. And you get the same sense from Gordon's wife and kids as well. Gordon always has something else going on, but he's captain right now, right? At this point.
Yeah. And I mean, in Gotham, a town where, come on,
Yeah.
right? This isn't, your small little town in the country in Nebraska, right? This is,
Is that a shot against Nebraska, or is that a good thing?
I
Like, there's
mean,
not a lot of crime in Nebraska.
I'm just saying there's a lot of cornfields in Nebraska.
Okay, I mean, we'll have to talk to. You know what? We should have had a horny gnome on standby for a next time, Patchy man.
Hey, I plan on taking some shots at Nebraska. You mind being on this podcast? We're just gonna bring you on for like 2 seconds. Like but yeah, I mean I really enjoyed it. But I found myself like I was watching this while I was actually building some Legos while I was watching this. I had some free time on Friday night and built my awesome Boba Fett Lego helmet and was building that while watching it and found myself like there was a couple times where like I'm so into the movie that I like skipped a step on my Lego building. I was like, oh crap, wait a minute.
Nice.
I have
There is a lot going on. I mean,
yeah.
like I said, Dent gets out of the hospital. The Captain Gordon gives him a gun. Like, he's already proven that he's nuts. Why are you handing him a freaking firearm? Obviously the
Because they
joke is,
tried to kill him, right? His house blew up. So
go
he's like,
buy
"Hey,
it
you have some
yourself.
protection."
Go
Well, he just
buy
wants to
one
make sure.
yourself, or
Yeah.
go look in the basement. Yep.
Uh,
So Batman sends a plane into the water. I was like, hey, Batman's kind of a jerk on this one. He just sends a plane carelessly into the water with boats and yachts all over the place, and he contaminates the wildlife in the ocean. What kind of jerk are we dealing with here? It's
it's Batman.
unbelievable with this guy. He's against the ocean. I don't know why he doesn't like the water. He doesn't like the water.
I think he's got a thing against Aquaman.
Yeah, probably, right? Because I mean, it's happened in the movies. It's happened. He sends everything out to sea and just lets it blow up or contaminate out there. They don't even care.
Yeah, the Aquaman will take care of it. It's not my problem.
No problem. God.
Oh man, but yeah,
But did
no.
you-
All in all, I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. The voice acting was great. The animation was cool. I love the story. It just kind of leaves you with, you know, what's gonna happen. Batman has no clue who the holiday killer is. He doesn't really have any leads. Um, Neither does Gordon or Dent. They're all just what the heck.
So I think that's the end of Alan. Again, it's Halloween or the Long Halloween Part 1. Find it on HBO Max. Check out Part-Time Nerd on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and make sure you hit that follow button. Hit subscribe. Put the notifications on so whenever we go live, you get to see great content like this. And we'll be back here shortly to review Part 2. So keep an eye out for this. The video is going to be released today, hopefully, and maybe tomorrow. For that, see ya.